So what is A? Right. It says determine the values of K, L, M in the following pattern. So it is 12, then K, then -2, then -9. What is next? L, -16. L and M. So it is K, L, M. So if I have two numbers in a number pattern next to each other, known, that's where we will start our work. So from -2 to -9, am I going for more or less? Going for less. How much? I'm going down 7. Right? So if I continue, is this one also 7? So I must at least check 2. They must have the same going down or going up. Right. If I have at least 2 exactly same difference, then I can continue further. Right. So that means -16 -7. So borrowed 16 and I have to borrow again 7. What it will be? -23. All right. There. You got it? So it's -23. Again borrowing 7. -30. So from 12 going down 7. It is 5. 12 minus 7 straight away here. So that was A. And then B. B, we are talking about a number line. That's number line somewhere -11 is given, isn't it? Then to the left is X, to the right is Y, then 9, and then Z. Okay, now if I see the numbers are not there next to each other, isn't it? But still, because there are only those two numbers given, there is no way. I had to go through that numbers, isn't it? Okay, what's the difference from -19 to +9? How much? No. -11, that's my number line. That's a -11. That's +9. I must always go through 0. All right. So from -11 to 0, how many units? If I count 1, 1, from -11 to 0, it's 11. All right. And from 0 to 9, if I count it, it's 9. So the total, what's the distance between those two numbers? 20 units. It's 20 units. Now that 20 units, I need to break down into two different parts, isn't it? So that first part is until Y and second part is until 9, isn't it? Okay. So until Y, we know how much is this distance now? 20 units. All right. So from here to here, 10 units. So from -11, I'll pay back 10. We are doing plus 10. So it is payback. So it's how much? -1. If I pay back again 10. Okay, so it's no, I'm no more in debt, isn't it? Okay, so then it is 9. So once I have those few numbers, after that I can continue. What will be the next number then? We are going in tens now, isn't it? So 9, 19. Okay, what about 10 going back? -21. Are you okay with that one? Right. So it is -21. Okay, these are my answers for X, Y, and Z. All right. Okay. Any question? No. By the way, check your timetable. So what is C? Right, so we need to use a greater than, less than, or equals to sign in between. Right. So number 1, it's negative 77 and the other side is negative 79. Which one is bigger? Negative 77 is bigger. Right? How do we think about it? Okay, I have a depth of 77 rand and somebody has a depth of 79 rand. Who's in better position? The one who has less depth. All right. So it is greater than this side, isn't it? Okay. So that's number 1. Then number 2. Number 2 is straightforward. What it is? It's a negative 18. I'm in debt. And someone is not in debt. Okay, positive. So obviously 2 is better. Sorry, it's less than. 2, the symbol will be less than. And then which one was that? And 6, isn't it? Okay. So number 6 is 2 minus 1, and the other side is 2 minus 1. Right? So first, I can't just give the answer. I must think now. What will happen to the bracket if there is a negative outside? It will become positive. All right. Okay. So that is positive. So it's no more 2 minus 1. It is 2 plus 1. It should be only one sign. Huh? No 2 signs. Moment. No 2 signs. Only one sign in between. Okay. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So if I work left hand side is 3. Right hand side is 1. So that everybody knows now, isn't it? 3 is bigger. Right. And then D. Did I give you D? D and E. So that's D now. Okay. So we need to arrange in ascending order. Ascending is smallest to biggest, isn't it? Okay. So smallest is the most negative, is the smallest. Which one is the most negative there? Negative 10,000. And then negative 1,000. And then negative 100. Okay, then there is a positive 100. And then there is a positive 1,000. And there is positive 10,000. So those are already arranged in ascending order. All right. E. Right. So it's negative 6, negative 12, negative 100, 0, 15, 60, and 32. Right. I need to arrange them in descending order. So this one is descending order. Okay. So the biggest first. Biggest is the biggest positive. Okay. So what is the biggest positive? 32. All right. Then I will start with 32. The second biggest? 15. Is there any other positive? No. Then we go for 0. Then we go for negative. Smaller value negative. Smaller value means a smaller number. Okay. So which one? Okay, we have negative 6, negative 12. So in between those two, negative 6 will have the higher value. Then negative 12, then negative 60, then negative 100. Okay. Okay. Anybody still having a problem or copying? Okay. So after E, did you do? What are the examples of F starting from? Right. 1. Right. What is 1? Bracket negative 15 plus minus 6. Okay, what's going to happen to first bracket? Tell me. It stays the same. Reason? Because there is no sign outside the bracket. Right? So it will be negative 15. And but here, positive outside the bracket. It's also no change. So negative 6. No two sign, one sign. Okay. So now borrowed 15 and borrowed 6. So total borrowed 21. It was number 1. Did I give you 2? No. 3. Okay. So for 3 there is no sign there. Okay. Now number 3. For 3 it is straightforward. Borrowed 30, paid back 14. Am I in debt? No. Right? It's 1. Okay, you can say 14 minus 13 also. You can start with positive first, no problem. Okay, if you have a negative and positive, you can start with positive first. There's no problem with it. Okay, that's number 3. And then 5. What is 5? 12 minus 14. So here it is 2 negative, right? So outside the bracket, if it is negative, the one which is a negative inside the bracket will change the sign. Get it? So that negative 14 will become positive 14. 12, no change. How much is it then? 26. All right. Then that's 5. Then 6. 7 minus 10, straightforward. 3. Is it 3? It's negative 3. All right. So it is a negative 3. 6. After that, 10. 8. Okay. So 8 is 100 minus bracket negative 20 plus negative 50. Okay. So outside the bracket is negative. So that negative 20 will become positive 20. And here no change. Negative 50 and 100 was there. So 100 plus 20, 120 minus 50 is 70. Straight subtraction, right? Okay. Then 10. What is 10? 12 minus plus negative 8. So the bracket outside is positive, so there is no change. And 12 is as it is, so it is 4. All right. Then, did I give you something else? 14. 14 and 15. So 14, negative 7 minus negative 4. All right. So the second bracket, because negative outside, that negative 4 will be positive 4. First bracket, there's nothing outside the bracket, isn't it? So it stays minus 7. So final answer is negative 3. Okay. Any questions so far? 14. And then 15. Okay. So the 15, it's straightforward. Borrowed 3, borrowed 12. Borrowed 15. Isn't it? Okay. We okay with this one? Any question? No. All right. So now we are going for multiplication now. Okay. We are going for multiplication of integers. So the new topic there, multiplication of integers. Multiplication of integers. Okay, close your books. Okay, so we already know part of the multiplication. All right, when we are opening the bracket with the negative, or we are opening the bracket with positive, we already know, we are already applying the rule. We already applying the rule. Okay, so when I have a negative here, what must I do? It's positive, isn't it? So that's my first rule. Negative times negative is positive. Right. And then if I have a negative here, it stays the same. It means the negative will stay as it is, isn't it? So the second rule is positive times negative is negative. All right. So that's the simplest rule now. Negative times negative is positive, and positive times negative is negative. Right. In short, in multiplication, two negatives so in short, two negatives in multiplication my answer is positive. Okay, and only one answer is negative. That's all. Same rule for multiplication and division, right? No change. Multiplication and division rules are the same. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few examples there for now. Right, let's start with the one what we know. 7 times 2. Okay, that dot is times. Okay, 7 times 2. What is my answer? 14. We all know about it, isn't it? So when we're talking about positive, we already know, right? When there is no negative, my answer is always positive, right? 3 times 2 is 6. We don't say negative 6, or we don't even think about negative 6, isn't it? Okay. Second example. If I say bracket 7 times bracket 2. So in two brackets, between two brackets, if there is no sign, it is also a multiplication. Right? So basically this is same as 7 times 2, which is 14. All right. There was no negative, so I will not think of positive or negative sign. It's always positive, right? Okay. Example number 3. If I say bracket 7, bracket 2. Can you see there is no sign in between those two brackets? Right? So the previous one I put the dot. Dot means times. This one I did not put the dot. Right? Still understanding it is a multiplication. All right? So 7 times 2 is 14. Okay. Are we okay with this one? Any question there? No. Right. Okay. I'm going to bring the negatives in now. Right. 4. 7 times negative 2. So it's 1 negative now. All right. So my answer is negative 14. Right. Next one, negative 7 times 2. So it is still negative 14. As long as one negative. It doesn't matter which one is negative. First one is negative or second negative. As long as only one negative in multiplication, my answer is -1. Okay. And if I say -7 times -2, two negatives is positive. Numbers multiplication doesn't change. It's 7 times 2 is 14. That's all. Okay. So whenever we write a multiplication of integers, first we decide about the sign. And the rest of the numbers are normal number in multiplication. Right. So if I take the textbook example now, right, 7, it says -5 times +3. How many negatives in multiplication? 1, which is with 5. All right. So my final sign will be negative, and now rest of the numbers is simple multiplication, right? So what do we know about 5 times 3? It's 15. Done. Okay. Then if I say 8, -2, another bracket, -1. All right. How many negatives in multiplication? Do we have multiplication? That's the first question. Do we have multiplication? Where? Between two brackets, no sign. It means it is a multiplication. Okay. So multiplication is there, invisible. So negative times negative, positive. And 2 times 1, 2. That's my answer. All right. Look at this one. -2 minus -1. How many negatives? 3. Is this a multiplication question? No. Between two brackets, there is a subtraction. Can you see it? So this is not a multiplication question. This is the addition subtraction question. It means we open the bracket first. Okay. So how do we open the bracket first? This place? No change. What about +1? 2 negatives makes it positive. All right. So it's borrowed 2, paid back 1. So I'm still in debt of 1. So 8 questions are multiplication question. And the last question, 9th question, is addition subtraction type of question. All right. So first of all, you need to identify, is it multiplication or addition subtraction type of question? All right. How do we identify multiplication? They will tell you cross in between. It's multiplication. They will put a dot in between two brackets. It's a multiplication. They don't put anything. It is a multiplication. All right. But if there is an addition or subtraction between two brackets, it is plus or minus question. All right. So I will put this one on the screen for now. So, all right. So exercise 4. Example number A1. It says 2 times -9. What is the rule to remember? 1 negative is negative and 2 negatives is positive. Okay, in multiplication. Okay, and it is also true for opening the bracket. Right, it's the same rule. So here it's how many negatives do I have? All in all, 1. So my final answer is negative. After that, it's no more -9. It is what? 2 and 9. How much it is? 18. Fine. Are we done with 2 periods? Okay, we'll continue tomorrow.